James Lundis. Thank you for coming by my tasting table. This wine glass is next. This is from Riedel. This is a Somm series. It's a Grand Cru Burgundy wine glass. Stay tuned. I'll give my thoughts, perspectives, point score, and that very important "would I buy it again" assessment. Stay tuned. Now, before I get started, be sure to give a like and subscribe to this channel. You see the latest videos that I'm producing. A fantastic wine glass here. Now, I'm going to start off by saying what I do with my Grand Cru Somm glasses from Riedel is I tend to, maybe I'll serve a Bordeaux wine in this glass. Maybe I'll serve a Chianti in this glass. Yes, I know that Riedel does serve and has other silhouettes, but not all in the Somm series, by the way. So I try different wines in the Burgundy Somm as well as the Bordeaux Somm, and I just want to see how those characterize. And they tend to perform very nicely. And so on this wine glass, and I would say it's a personal choice if you select maybe all, Somm Burgundy or Somm Bordeaux. I would suggest doing both. I actually like to have both in my collection. I'm not a huge silhouette collector, as you probably noted from my past wine glass video reviews, is I try to really have fewer silhouettes. And it's not because I don't really have the space for it. It's more on, I want simplification, or 10 styles when I could have maybe 2 or 3. I definitely believe in at least 3 silhouettes that you should always have. That is a white wine glass, a red wine glass, and also a sparkling wine glass. I think they're essential and important to have. And in particular with a Riedel Somm series, I'm going to have the Bordeaux and the Burgundy wine glass, though I'm going to try other silhouettes in the future. So I think this is one wine glass where I very much enjoy. There are things that I like about it, and there are things that I don't like about this wine glass. And I'm going to say that I know so many people who are buying fantastic wines, have an amazing wine cellar, and yet have some of the cheapest wine glasses, Stemware, that I've ever seen. And I try to gently say, hey, you should think about maybe this wine glass or another wine glass to really improve and enhance those expensive wines that you're pouring. And sometimes tasting is believing. So I have to bring wine glasses over to friends' homes to try it out. And tasting is believing at that point, because they end up upgrading their silhouettes in their collection to match their fine wines. Now, yes, these are expensive glasses. I got this online for $92, and they go up to about $125. They're handmade, mouth-blown glasses from Austria, so they are expensive. And I treat this as a piece of art. So some art in the bowl itself and art in the glass design itself and construction. It's stunningly beautiful, gorgeous. There's nothing quite like it. And when I see this now, I used to think it was, very, very large. And when I compare to wine glasses today, it's actually not terribly much larger than most other wine glasses that I see in the market today. They've just gotten larger over time. And I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. There's a few people who talk down about large size wine glasses with great disrespect. I hear that in wine country when I visit. And I'm like, no, I will take it. I'm not shy to take a very large silhouette. I very much enjoy it. I think it's nice and classy looking. It looks nice on a table, especially if you're serving for a special meal. And so I think it's a nicely done characterization. The packaging is this really nice drum here. It's a very nice sturdy package. It's going to get you in one piece. I've never had any of my Somm glasses break in transit. And so you see here that this is the handmade, mouth blown, made in Austria wine glass, only one stem. There's a special sense of pride I get in a glass that I think is well constructed. I definitely think about the silhouettes in my collection, and I don't have that many. I have about 4. So say for the Riedel, I have the Bordeaux. Usually I'm trying to get a replenishment of that right now, and the Burgundy glass right here. And then I have another set of red wine glasses from a variety of producers, but I definitely settle often in the Burgundy range. And then I have a white wine glass, and then I have a sparkling wine glass. So basically 4 silhouettes at any given time. Now, there's someone out there who's gonna say, wow, it's probably super painful to break a wine glass like this. It is. And it's just like a piece of artwork. If you were to break that in your own home, you're gonna be very much, missing that and feeling like I'll never buy a wine glass of that expense again. What I do find in the Somm series is I end up buying them again. And other expensive glassware producers that I end up buying again once they're broken. And I believe that's just part of the cost of good living is to expect these wine glasses to not last forever. And these can be dishwashed. I don't do that. I'm very, very careful and gentle. I wash them by hand. And to me, when I think about putting this in the dishwasher, this is just so gentle that I think my concern is I'm going to snap it really quickly. And so I want to keep it for as long as possible. There is a tension point in my household, if you will, in terms of enjoying these wine glasses. So do I want to not enjoy the wine to its fullest by not serving this every day? Because I definitely have 1 glass of wine per day. And with that is, do I really want to, overuse this in terms of like, the more you use it, the more likely you are going to break it. And I definitely say, well, at some point I will break it. The last Somm glass I had was a Bordeaux glass, and that broke, but I had it for about 8 years. So I didn't feel too terrible about it. It's not a bad track history to have something for that period of time. So that's a good amount of time. I think probably people have had Somm glasses that have broken them much sooner. So I think that's the part of this glass that I think is fantastic. So let's talk about the glass. The foot on this is, very, very nice, as all, in fact, probably 90% of Riedel glasses have a nice footing. This has a very substantial stem here, which I'm not that pleased with when I look at other glasses that I do own. I'd like this to be a little thinner, and maybe the thought is it's just, position of gripping. Do you want to be able to grip it or not grip it as easily? I do think it can be slightly thinner, and I like to see that happen in the future. And yes, this is of course a big bowl, and overall this adds to the heaviness of the glass itself. So one of the trademarks that I think you get from a handmade glass is it's going to be lighter, and so this is just about as heavy as some of the machine wine glasses that I do have in my collection. But to me, I think overall the proof of the success of this glass is the openness of the bowl here. The bowl is fantastic. Most wine glasses today are just really curving in a bit too much. So in that you get a very different characterization. This is much more fuller, fresher, much more of a delightful wine that's very, very exhilarating. Now I did test this out in 4 other Burgundy glasses, and what I found to be interesting was there's almost a sense of like one of the wine glasses, another Burgundy glass, the wine tended to taste very aged. It tasted like, this is a 2016 Burgundy wine, which I won't review because I don't think it's that remarkable. But for the purpose of this video, I definitely want to taste it across 4 different wine glasses, all poured at the same rate. I think the design itself had some bounce back because of the design. This tends to allow oxygen to flow in very easily, but also your nose, right? You can definitely smell the wine in its, I think it's what was intended in terms of, say, the winemaker would like you to taste this wine and to experience it fully, completely. And as humans, our biology works in the favor of smelling something to really experience and taste that on the palate itself. So the other wine glasses, again, had an age characterization, really a very significant fruit. That was the defining point of this wine. So in this, I'm getting a characterization, I would say those mid-red, mid-black bramble notation of tayberry and boysenberry. And so it's a bit of that red and black bramble fruit characterization, as opposed to just say blackberry or raspberry, which I find to be very compelling. On this nice graphite violet note, suede, and forest floor note as well. So there's a lot going on with this wine. Of course, the characterization is going to be different on every single wine, but this is absolutely delightful and stunning. I think this wine does taste slightly different than the other wine glasses, and I find that to be completely exciting and something that I think is how wine should be served in the best and most optimized wine glass possible. So this wine glass is successful in that way. So I think this wine glass is one that I'm going to buy again and again, especially when I break this. I'm going to buy another and replace it and just keep it going in my household so I'm tasting the best wines possible. This is fantastic to think about. I'll put more information on the producer down below. Questions and comments you can list there. Try the Riedel Somm series glasses. I'd be curious to know what you think about them and see how that goes. I'm actually thinking it's going to be a fantastic experience because I think the design, so their wine glass design today is much more of a bowl shape, and this is much more opened up. And I think this is a nice, what I call the tulip shape. And this tulip shape is really nice and stunning for wine. So thank you for watching today. More reviews to come of wines, wine accessories, and so forth. Now the point score on this is 98 points out of 100 points. And would I buy it again? Yes, absolutely. It is a stunning wine glass and one that I'm gonna keep buying this series again and again. So be sure to share this video with somebody interested in fantastic, well-made, well-constructed, well-thought-out wine glasses. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video review, and stay tuned for more Santé.